1. Okay. Okay, it's taking some time to load. Internet, don't give up on me.
Is it loading? Hello? Are you hearing me? Did we die? Hello?
Awesome. I think we're back on now. Sorry, guys. My connectivity is not up to me. So, welcome everybody. Happy Friday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm Anwin Mbah, Business Wealth Strategist and founder of Wealthfluency, helping business women turn their income generating business into a 6-figure wealth building vehicle in 90 days. Here at Wealthfluency, we're all about building wealth, protecting wealth, and transferring your wealth in the most efficient way possible. And today we've got awesome Jermaine here with us that is going to take us around again his multiple businesses and how he was able to leverage COVID to make the most out of pandemic, as we know, because a lot of people have stagnated, stalled, or totally went bust. And it's really, really good to see business owners up and down the world that are able to really, pivot, adapt, and be creative in this time period. So, Jerry, please do introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jerry Valentine. Yeah, Jermaine is on the birth certificate, but I go by Jerry for friends and family and to most everybody else. And I, how do and I am a entrepreneur. I think that probably covers everything. But I do have a number of different areas of interest. I started out about 10 years ago designing websites. Um, and from there, I just kind of segue and twist and turn into different areas that excite me. Since then, I've launched a gifting service, Giftbox, which is an online platform that services Jamaica. And I have recently embarked on Boathouse, which is a woodcrafting business that creates we create small wooden items that we customize for our customers. Um, Anything else?
Kata?
Well, that is kind of on hold because I think we're kind of merging it into Boathouse as it is. And as you said about using COVID to leverage COVID, one of the things that COVID did was it gave me time. It gave me lots and lots of time. You're under lockdown, you can't really move around as you normally would. And that time allowed me to really step back, look at the big picture, zoom in, look at the small picture, twist and turn, pull things apart, put them back together, and to improve our efficiency as well as the synergy between the different business elements that I juggle. Because when you do a lot, it it's not like your days get any longer.
Okay.
So you can't pack an extra hour in a 24-hour day. So what you have to do is you have to become more efficient, right? And one of the ways I've been, you have a question?
So we're going to take it back a bit because you've literally just loaded us with a lot of information and it's slightly hard to digest.
Sure.
So we started first with the introduction. So guys, Jerry is a serial entrepreneur from a web design background. So he's a techie. He's one of those left side brains kind of people. So seeing him in a creative space is really awesome. And as I mentioned, his Giftbox, which is a website for you to, package and put your gifts together, as well as Board House, which makes bespoke wooden products, which is amazing. And then he's also got his web design business, which is again at the back end of building websites for corporations. So as we start, I am going to be asking a couple of questions in regards to how he manages everything, which he already started delving into, as well as how he goes about making sure that he's able to cater for the different audiences for those different businesses. Because again, he is on his own and he has to be able to manage all those. And I think all of us can learn a lot from this because even within our own businesses, we realize that although we have only one business, we have different avatars. So how do we juggle those different avatars in our marketing and so on and so forth? So if you have any questions, guys, make sure you drop it in the comments below. While we've got Jerry, ask away. But I am going to start by asking basically, so you started off in web design. What got you into these other areas? They always say like a lot of millionaires have 7 streams of income and you are way ahead already. So how did you get into these different spaces? How did you move from, okay, the web design, which is your core, to start all these other areas? How did that happen?
Well, one of the I think the most beautiful thing about web designing is that you can do it from anywhere in the world. And what it allowed me to do, I was traveling, I was overseas, and then I realized trying to buy a gift for somebody in Jamaica was nigh impossible. So it really was a pain point, my own pain point, um, that I tried to solve. Right. So it didn't start as, oh, I have this great business idea that I want to pursue. It really started from, I am inconvenienced and I want to solve it. And then I figure, if I had that problem, right now they estimate that more Jamaicans live outside of Jamaica than in Jamaica. So my thinking was, if I had this problem, then there's a whole bunch of other Jamaicans who had the same problem. So why not solve my problem and then pass the solution on to somebody else? And that's how Giftbox started.
Okay, so that's an interesting point. Trying to solve your own problem, which is great. So first question that comes from that then, how did you go about validating it? Because it might have been just a problem for you and nobody else really has that problem.
Well, again, the synergy I talked about earlier is Giftbox is an online store. And so because I am also a web developer, I was pretty easily able to put together a prototype, put it out there, test it. Initially, when we launched the website, the structure that we had didn't work. But again, because I was a web developer, it was very easy to pivot and to pretty much see what the market was asking for and then to kind of revamp ourselves and deliver that. product.
Amazing. That is really good because again, a lot of us we try to, try to stretch ourselves out and then find that we've stretched ourselves too thin. And this would kind of bring into my next question in regards to how do you balance them? So I know you have board house as well, which probably you should tell us a bit about because I think that's my favorite. What is board house about and how did that come about? Which is literally, I think, your fourth business right now.
Well, to back up a little bit, web development is actually my hobby. My degree is in psychology from University of the West Indies, and I have a postgrad certificate in sociology, in social work from University of New Hampshire. Web development was just my hobby. I just used to sit and code web pages because I think it was cool, right? And when I finished school and came back to Jamaica, it there was not much demand for social work here, but there was a lot of demand for web development, so I kind of just went that way. Um, Board house, making stuff out of wood was my new hobby to replace the hobby that became work. All right. So
Okay.
yeah, so basically, I started just building things as my own therapy, to clear my mind, to keep me focused on work. And then I realized that in pursuing it with the kind of intensity that I usually pursue things that interest me, I start making things that were good enough where people are saying, I want that. And so,
Mm.
having gift box, which is a gifting service, it was almost a natural segue to then say, hey, why not make wooden products that gift box can sell?
Mm-mm.
All right, so that's how the whole transition to making that new business came about.
Okay. So with COVID, as COVID came around, what did you do differently to basically keep yourself sustainable and keep yourself relevant while everybody else is pretty much shutting down?
Well, I didn't really do it that much different because we were already online. Think Interactive, my web development business, we service clients in 7 different countries across 3 different time zones. Um, I would say 70% of my customers are people that I've never met. All right. So we, I have been online for probably since the last 10 years. So
Mm.
really and truly, COVID rolled around and I just pretty much shut my front door. It was business as usual. For gift box, it was a little bit different because it's a business that deals with physical goods. So we did see a downturn at a point in time, but because we are doing other things, the economic impact of it was not
Mm-hmm.
really that significant because the infrastructure that powers Giftbox is owned and operated and maintained by my web development company. So we didn't have a vendor that we were paying when we're not
Mm.
making money. So again, it's because the wagons were pretty much circled, so we could be able to continue to weather the storm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think I got the last of that. I know my reception is still a bit wonky.
Mhm.
But so with that then, and the fact that you're able to basically do all these things and you did not receive much of an impact due to COVID, what would you then recommend to other business owners? Because right now lockdown is easing down. Lockdown is easing down. We're easing down the lockdown. So shops are opening again. People are starting to walk around a little bit more. What advice or what are your top three tips would you give to other business owners in regards to, being able to leverage COVID and also being prepared for the new normal?
Well, the first thing I would say is, look, COVID, in a lot of ways, even within the lockdown, a lot of companies didn't shut down closely, totally. what a lot of people did was try to move online. So the first thing I would say is, know that the crisis is not as imminent. I would say take the time and beef up your online presence. Try to put as much things virtually as you possibly can. You might have had to close the office, but you were still able to work. Then you might want to ask the question, do I really need the office? Or do I need to be in the office 5 days per week? So I would say look at the efficiencies that were gained. Look at the things that you thought you had to do that because you forcefully could not do them, you never did them, and you're still alive, your business is still turning over. So what it in a lot of ways was allow you to kind of focus on the things that really matter because you couldn't do the things that didn't, right? So that would be the number one. But number two would be to just get online. No matter what your business is, get some portion of it online. Because even though we're moving into a new normal, we don't know what that normal is going to be. So you have to be prepared for the next time something like this comes around, that you are not caught now trying to react, but you have a strategy in place and you can continue business as usual.
Yeah. Okay. So what about the individuals that have already been online? How could they optimize themselves? How could they be more visible if you've already been online? But again, making the most of this time because there is a lot of noise. So for those entrepreneurs and business owners that are already online, how could they rise above the noise? What would you recommend?
Well, my recommendation for that is just to communicate with your customers. Your existing customers are already sold on your business. You don't need to convince them of anything. All you're going to do is say, hey, it's now more convenient to do business with me. Then you probably want to encourage those customers to spread the word, because word of mouth is still the very best advertising that's out there. Because when somebody personally recommends something to a friend or family member, they pretty much cut through all the barriers that you would have to spend money to cut through. So I would say leverage your existing customer base. It's all great to say social media, social media, social media. Social media is a very good resource, but I honestly think that Google search is going to give you more bang for your buck than social media. For the simple reason that people are on Facebook, they're looking at their nieces and their nephews and cute puppies. They're at Instagram, they're looking at cool things. They are usually at a point when what, I'm kicking back for the evening. They're not necessarily in the frame of mind, I am looking to do business. Right? Of course, there are people on social media who are looking to do business. But you want to kind of fish in the pond where when somebody search gift Kingston, Jamaica, they're looking to buy a gift for somebody. So you want to fish in that pond where the person is in the active state, looking to make a purchase, looking to do business. Online, they see something they cool, they go, oh yeah, I will save this and follow this person for when I need them. They might use you down the road, but they're not in that space where they're actually necessarily looking, to find something. So what I would say is, do your social media, but don't neglect your website. Don't neglect your web presence, because one of the things we have seen with social media over the year is from time to time things change drastically.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do lose the investment you made. A couple of years ago, they had these Facebook pages, gates pages that you could design and put on Facebook. And I remember we did a lot for a government client, and then the next month, Facebook pulled them, and all that investment kind of went down the drain. Your website belongs to you. What you do there is controlled by you, and it will be yours indefinitely. So I would suggest grow your mailing list, grow your web presence. You know, put some energy behind
Mm-mm.
that, and don't just rely on, well, Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, because in a smaller scope, when
Mm-hmm.
social media platforms revamp or changes how they do business, in a lot of
Yeah.
ways it affects us like how COVID affects us physically, because
Okay.
now you get the rug is pulled out and now you're forced to play catch up. All right.
Okay.
I would say grow what you own, build your website, build your mailing list.
There it is, guys. Grow what you own, build your website, build your mailing list. And as it is with investment, it's about diversifying what you have, diversifying what you do. So do not put all your eggs in one basket. But also, what you want to do is master one thing at a time. Don't spread yourself too thin, and don't try to do it all at once, because again, you're not going to do a massively great job at it. So one by one, but again, the end goal should always be diversify what you do. So, Jerry, where can we find you and where can we find more about Giftbox, especially if we're looking to give gifts to either people in Jamaica or people outside Jamaica? And also, where actually, I've actually got a gift box myself. I'll show you guys what it looks like. I'm actually using it as a stand right now, so that's the wobbliness. But here, guys, this is what it looks like. I got my anniversary gift in here. So that's what it looks like. So this is what gift box looks like, but also board house. And I've got one of those, but I won't go fetch it.
Well,
Where
um,
can we find you?
I am going to I just put my link. It's jermainevalentine.com, and there's a link to all my different projects: Boathouse, Web Heroes, Think Interactive, Giftbox. It's all
Where
of
did you
those.
put that?
It's in private chat, live, well, I guess live comments. Nothing allows me to do that. It's in private chat.
Okay. Oh, found it.
Yeah, so if you can just copy that
I
link.
have found it.
Yes.
Found it.
So that's my personal website, and then there are links to everything: my LinkedIn, my other business ventures. So that's Jerry Ground Zero.
Awesome.
Oh,
So
great.
there it is, guys. I found it. Yeah. So there it is, guys. Anywhere that you want to find. So if you're looking at gifts or if you're looking at wooden products, which is something that I'm looking into, then please do reach out. Or if you're looking at basically seeing how you can diversify yourself and basically use all your different talents, basically monetize your talent, then feel free to reach out to Jerry as well.
Well,
So
well, Anwin, that's something that I'm
before
looking.
I close,
Yeah, there's some. That's something I'm looking at talking about publicly over the next few, how to monetize your hobbies, how to earn from hobby to income. So hit me up
awesome.
online, and if you have questions, send me a message. I always respond eventually. And see you out there. Good luck. Stay safe.
Okay, so awesome. That's last words from Jerry there. So definitely, if you're looking to monetize your talents, and sometimes you do have talents that you do not know that you can monetize, but definitely you can. And you just need that objective view to basically take you through the ropes. So it was awesome having Jerry here talking us through basically all his different businesses and how they came about and also how he used all of them to navigate COVID, although it didn't have much of an impact to him. But again, it's kind of good to see what other businesses are doing during this time period. So with that, guys, make sure that you do share this large and wide because everybody needs to be able to come out of COVID on top. Okay? So with that, Jerry, any last words from you?
No, just stay safe.
That is true. Keep your distance, wear your masks.
Yep.
And with that, guys, you guys have an awesome Friday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend or enjoy your weekend, actually. And I'll catch you next week, Friday, same time, same place for the next Wealth Whispers. Okay? That has been absolutely amazing. Any questions? Drop it down below. Otherwise, vi voglio bene e ci vediamo il prossimo venerdì. Thumbs up.